Hey, Baby Yoda and me again. Oh, I love Baby Yoda so much. He's just so squeezable. You know, you gotta have that squeeze, a hug. I get a hug from my wife almost every day. I try to. Um, it's just something about a good hug, you know. And then I get the rest of them from my Yoda and whatever I decide, to hug. Anyway, so my game for today is desktop golf. It reminds me of it. There's a couple different games that have sliders. Actually, Sorry has sliders. I've got that collection in my collection somewhere in Michigan, I believe. But you got the little mat that you put down, and you just kind of slide it, and you try and land it on the little circle there for the flag is. It's kind of okay. I got it basically for my grandkids. It's something easy, simple, and they figured they'd enjoy. Just pushing slide, and they did enjoy it for a few seconds. They lost a little bit of interest, but no, they did lose interest after a little bit though. But they're only like, 7 years old, 6 and 7. Let's see. There's 4 of them, so I think it goes like 5, 6, 6, and 7, maybe. Anyhow, I want to talk about work again. Work is just, I don't know, I guess they need to just talk about it, It makes me feel, I don't know, it just kind of like relieves a little bit of maybe stress, I don't know, so I was at work, and, my area, I clean things basically. I mean, basically I clean things. I take parts off from this carts. I put them on the bigger cart, 7, I think I said that before, where I put 7, I take seven carts. I disassemble the pieces that are in the cart. I put them on a big cart. There's 7. I can fit 8 cart pieces on this bigger cart. Throw it in the washer so I can, and then I take the parts back off. I build the cart back up again. It's a little more, but you get the gist of it. So, every once in a while there's 2, like this whole week there's 2 of us in the department in my area doing this act, and so we gotta find stuff to do sometimes, and I'm he's taking care of the carts, and I figure, I'll just do this, so I go over and do something. I went over the sumps. We got these big round, they call them sumps, like a tub, and it's sitting on this platform like with wheels, so you can push it around, so you pull it off in there, and you put it on. You can fit 6 of them on this big cart to wash the sumps because they had ink in them for the printers, for the press, so they carry ink. So, and then they got this what they call a pump on top. So you got this tub, you got a lid on it, and you got this pump sitting right in the middle. Okay, you pull the pump up, put it on the cart, take the lid, put it on the cart, take the tub, put it on the cart. 6 of them, go in the washer, wash, come back out, put your tub down, put your lid on, put your pump on, send it off to the ink room, okay, so they can fill it up again with ink and start the process all over again. Well, sometimes they get these sumps get really nasty to clean. We got what we call a varnish. it's a clear coat, basically, kind of over our stuff. And, you know, they print and then they put the clear coat. It's all done in one big process, a long, you know, printing machine. You know, gosh, maybe I have to have a little thing about that. Anyways, I decided I'm going to clean some sumps, and I got looking over there, and I knew there was a sump over there that had been sitting there for about a week and a half. You know, this one was different. This one was like a black tar almost. Somehow it got thick. It wasn't as thin as what normally the ink is. Somehow it got really thick, and they're not supposed to leave any ink in the tub for us. They're supposed to drain it out, and we get maybe just a little. We just wipe it real quick, a little, you know, a little, maybe small puddle, you know, not much. You know, we're supposed to just wipe it out, and that we put it on the rack. Because if we don't wipe it out, if they leave us any, then when we go to put it in the rack, you got to put it on its side, and it drips out and leaves a mess on the floor, and then you got to mop the floor. So preventative maintenance here. You know, you don't want to do that. So anyhow, I'm doing that, and the one was helping me in the same area. He says, "What are you doing that for?" You know, I'm thinking, somebody's got to do it. That was my response. Well, somebody's got to do it. That's kind of what, you know, some people, you know, I feel like maybe they're too good to do that kind of thing at work. And I find that a lot, you know. It's too hard, so they don't do it. You know. And part of it is because in this area, sometimes you don't got time to mess with the messy sumps. But then sometimes they do, and they just don't do it. They take the easy sumps and just leave that one aside, push that one aside, and let it set for maybe a week or two. And I notice those kind of things. So, you know, if nobody else can do it, you know, I do it. You know, somebody's got to do it, and so I just do it. And I don't know if you guys experience anything like that at work, where they just, you know, like it's like taking out the trash. You know, people just don't like to do it. You know. It's just trash. Just take it out and do your job, man. You know. And to be honest with you, I've got a good rapport with my supervisor because I do the things that he needs done. You know, he needs those things done. I just, I do what I need to do. And, you know, it's part of keeping your job, man. I like my job, and I want to keep my job, so I do what I need to do. Anyways, if you want to comment on that, I'd like to, you know, hear your comments. Okay, have a good day.